Dr. Esav Romarovsky is here. He is a Middle East expert, historian. Iran threatening Israel's nuclear sites. This isn't really new, but this does sound to me, Esav, like they have finished their nuclear weapons. What do you think?
Well, a significant military success and an intelligence operation. I mean, this is a significant game changer, and I would argue probably a significant Middle East irreversible game changer. I mean, the Israelis, as you and I know and have been discussing for months now, have been preparing for this and talking about Iran for 30 years. It got to a boiling point, and from an intelligence perspective, the timing was right now and ripe. Deception-wise, obviously, the confused leakage that came out all set everything up for a T here. And I think that they took out the major facility in Natanz, other military supporting operations, not to mention the magnificent taking out of the top brass of the Iranian Air Force,
That's nice.
the leadership, the Hossein Salami, who is the head of the IRGC, the Iranian Islamic, the Revolutionary Guard. So you also have boots on the ground, whether it's special forces or Mossad agents, and so it all came together nicely. This was coming. Let's not forget, this is, they are the patrons of 10/7, and they are and have been for 30 years the greatest destabilizing force in the Middle East. And Israel said and followed through that they will not live with a nuclear Iran. And so what you've seen for the past 10, almost 11 hours at this point, is constant attacks. This will continue, and I think that'll be interesting to see. Supposedly, there's supposed to be a national security meeting at 11, here in the United States. I'm sure the big question is going to be, while there were no U.S. boots on the ground, I think the question is the administration was indeed aware of this. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a question of do the Israelis need help? Is there going to be help provided? What do the Israelis need, given what's at stake here and the retaliation that is expected? There were already several hundreds of drones and UAVs hurled at Israel. They were all taken out by the defense system, not only at Israel, by the way. It's also important to note also at Jordan. Also were thwarted. And so this will be the next few days and weeks is really going to be looking at this very, very carefully.
Yeah, and Marco Rubio made a statement saying, we didn't have anything to do with this. Bibi runs his own country, and we're not going to stand in the way of them defending themselves. That was the bottom line. Trump, tickled the media with a little mouse saying, we may have talked about it. We might do something. He just loves to do that because the media loses their ever-loving minds. But we didn't have anything to do with this, and Israel has every right to protect itself. Iran has been saying it's going to take Israel out since Israel began. So I think wouldn't you be sick of it by now? I'd be sick of it by now.
Yeah, I think we got to a boiling point here. I mean, look, the Iranians were at 60% weapons-grade uranium. The Israelis, estimation that they have the capability of between 9 and 12 atomic bombs. Of what they capable of doing, and so again, this is not a sustainable situation. I mean, look what we have to deal with, in Korea. I mean, these are, it's a mess. And so Iran, when you have an unstable leadership who believes in a theocracy and an epistemological kind of Armageddon that they were going to launch, solidifying themselves as the as Shia dominance in the region. So you have also the theological backing to all of this to make this happen, is an unsustainable situation. And Iran has proven time and time again going after Israel, Americans. Let's not forget that Israel's enemies are America's enemies and vice versa. Israel did a phenomenal service, to my mind, to the rest of the world, if you're looking as far as the Middle East today.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. And do you not find it so astronomically amazing that a country the size of New Jersey is making a pet a pet dog out of a country the size of Iran. I mean, they're just slapping him around like a red-headed stepchild. They're just in there making waste, and I love it because Iran deserves what it's getting.
100%. I mean, and this would be another lesson of us taking the enemies and adversaries at their word. They say what they're going to do. They say how they're going to do it, and we keep on soft pedaling and trying to say no, no, no. Clearly, the Biden and the Obama administrations were engaged in appeasement. That didn't work. They are a formidable, enemy, and Israel is and should expect a significant response. That being said, it's not to say they should not be taking, care of business as they are doing. Mm-hmm. And I think that after 30 years of waiting around, they may have got caught with their pants down when it came to 10-7. But the one message that the Israelis have been consistent on is Iran. They focused the majority of their intelligence on the Iranian nuclear program and on the threat of Iran. And here they had everybody's number. And I think it was a magnificent intelligence operation and a military operation where you have hundreds of airplanes up in the air, doing what needs to happen. Israel has suffered no casualties and has been doing it in a surgical and a strategic way.
Yeah, like they always do. And
yes.
Let's be honest, they have ways of doing things that I'm not sure how they've done them with the pagers, with the cell phones, they clearly have someone on the inside, and I love that so much. And I only have a minute left, but the media and the worms, Hamas, trying to say that Israel dug those tunnels under that hospital and put that stuff there just to make us look bad. We don't have any tunnels. I mean, it was a living space underneath the hospital where the Hamas leaders, who are now dead, were living. So I was talking to somebody who lives in Israel yesterday, and they told me about it, that it was completely set up for them to be there for as long as they needed to be there under a hospital. And yet the media cannot put that word out correctly.
100%. I mean, they have compromised, Hamas and Hezbollah for that matter. Any kind of civilian facade has been compromised. I mean, the question of innocence in those areas when they're all being basically, in cahoots, and they're basically a facade for this entire apparatus. I mean, we saw it now, and we see it with the released hostages, how, the civilian population was the one holding them captive. They didn't give them medical treatment. They were being held in hospitals, in homes, in schools. I mean, so the whole lost in translation, and this is what's happening with the media, of giving a doubt, or the benefit of the doubt, that these institutions are doing what they are. Supposedly the perception of what they're doing is not true, because any kind of sense of humanitarianism has been long lost. And they know that, and they're abusing it, but that's what they want to showcase to aggrandize the propaganda.
Yeah, and then they can send Greta Thunberg home because she's a child and doesn't know what's going on. Dr. Asaf Romrovsky, Mideast expert, historian, where do they learn more on what you do with your group?
So they go to spme.org, spme.org. Scholars for Peace in the Middle East is our website, and we have all our reports and all our articles, and it's all there.
And sometimes peace is through war. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.